Hi, it's a Monday afternoon. I'm just heading off to Clifton Beach to the Coles to pick up parmesan cheese, a very important ingredient for me. I don't know if I'm going to make it though. I'm sort of wondering whether I'm in shape to do this. I may not be. Oh, there's only dogs everywhere. This one's yep, going crazy. Got a note from a neighbour. Supposedly from a neighbour, but I wonder whether it's actually mass produced. It's I doubt it. I don't think so. It looked like it was handwritten, and it was from a couple of people I don't know, and and they had a brochure for Jehovah's Witnesses in the actual envelope. So yeah. So not my cup of tea, but anyway, that was well, at least it wasn't someone complaining about something like trees or whatever, so I suppose it could have been worse. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but life's full of surprises. Actually, Adam's contacted me just before to say he could do some painting tomorrow, and I said yeah, let's get it done, because I've got just the end of the interior stuff, and I've just lost all enthusiasm for renovations at the moment for some reason. I'm just in a bit of a slump. So in a way it's good that he does that. He contacts me from time to time. It gives me a bit of a rocket. The other thing I need him for too is to see if he can get that damn plug out of the fermenter, because I tried contacting my next door neighbours yesterday, morning, and they weren't home, or they didn't hear me on. There's no doorbell as such, so, and their dog normally barks when I turn up to the door, but there was no sound. It was very quiet. So it was late Sunday morning. I didn't want to disturb them, so I just thought I'd just leave it. But yeah, I need some help with that damn fermenter, because I can't do any brewing until I remove that damn plug and put a tap in there. So there you go. I'll wait for that. So just yeah, it's a beautiful day today, as you can see. Absolutely stunning. We've had some amazing weather. It actually did rain this morning before I got up, actually. Didn't notice much evidence of it being wet in the garden. I'm actually a couple of my trees are actually showing some new growth, which is nice, the ones that I bought. The other bottle brush I think is dead. It's pretty well RIP, unfortunately, but maybe it was just sick anyway, because the other one's doing really well. So we'll try to work that out. I guess plants are all different, and they get diseases and stuff, so it could be something like that. I'm only guessing. I'm not particularly versed in that area, not a great botanist, but yeah, so Adam contacted me. He said he wanted to finish up the painting of the bathroom and stuff, a couple of the bathrooms and the hallway and stuff, so I might as well get the job completed. I must admit, it is nice to have a freshly painted lounge that I'm in now. But like I say, I'm in lacking motivation, so it's good to have him do that. And also, like I say, can hopefully work out how to get that damn plug out. If he can't do it, then I'm going to definitely try to get it returned, get a new one, get a new fermenter. It's very frustrating. Still haven't heard about the bike either. I was hoping I might hear something from Kmart about that, but I'm a bit worried now. It's been a while. So yeah, it's pretty tough to get certain basic items at the moment, but like I say, people around the world and even interstate are doing it much tougher than we are up here. We don't have any restrictions, and in Brisbane, it's there's lockdowns. I think I said 13 areas. I think it's 11, but it doesn't matter. It's quite a large area, and if you're in the Sunshine Coast or Gold Coast, you definitely have copped it. There are two of them. So I think it pretty well would still cover most of Brisbane as well. So not good. So anyway, it's forced my hand to go down to the beach, go to Clifton Beach today, which is a good thing, because I was just sludging around doing nothing, and it's such a beautiful day and it's a good thing to do. So it's probably a little later in the day than I would have liked, but we'll see how we go. I was going to try an alternate route, but it's a bit windy and I think I'd get lost. I could use the GPS if I'd use my data. It doesn't take up much data to do that. I mean, that is an option. I could try that. That's probably the safest thing because I've got Google Maps. Should be able to find the inland route, as it were. Go down the beach initially, and then I can cut back. But anyway, just there we go. Well, it's a bit of action down there in the beach. A few waves, so quite a bit of wind. Well, it's not too bad, but certainly I haven't seen this many waves. Of course, probably that's the other thing. I should have gone early because the tide isn't as high. Hi, it's Wednesday here in beautiful Kiwara Beach where the weather is perfect yet again. I had a great day yesterday actually. The first thing was the guys came around to do the painting and I pointed out to them that I couldn't get the plug out of this damn fermenter, and wouldn't you know it, one of them just went to the back of the truck that they came in, got himself a spatula, shoved the spatula into the area that into the little depression in the plug, and straight out, got it straight out. So I'm able to put the tap in. So now I can go ahead and start seriously considering doing some home brewing. All of this area has now been painted. They've already done the ceiling because I had the new lights in, as you can see. The walls down here were done yesterday, and the laundry area as well has just been finished yesterday, and down there yesterday. So all the painting has been completed now. The walls in here were done yesterday. There was a really grotty area here where just marks down there, they had to be patched and what have you, and that looks a hell of a lot better. Up here there were actually little something scrawled by in texture dimensions like a builder would put in, you know, width and height and what have you, in that top area there. That's all been painted over, so the whole thing looks a lot neater. This probably won't be how eventually this will pan out. I'm not sure which way to go with the bathroom, whether I want to use a wood grain finish. I'd like that, but I could either go that way or use tiles, which seem to work fairly well if they go up the wall quite a bit. That's the other option. Toilet was also painted, so that's all been done. So quite a lot of things achieved yesterday, so that was very good. So at least I can tick that one off. I've all contacted the people that do the insulation, and hopefully I'll be able to get a quote from them at some stage fairly soon. So other good news is about the plants. These ones have actually got some new growth. When I bought them they had the new growth, but then it died off. But that reddish stuff is actually new growth, so now they're growing, because I want this fence line's rather low, so I want to get a bit more privacy. The same with the bottle brush, it's got new growth up the top as well, so that's good. And for some reason the Vietnamese mint has got smaller leaves. I'm not quite sure why that's the case. This plant I inherited, that looks fairly healthy. And I'm just going to inspect my plants here. They seem to need a lot of water. These ones here, that's in the Osmocote potting mix. This one's in the cheap one, and I can see a difference in the growth rates. I think the Osmocote's definitely doing better. So you do get what you pay for. So that's going okay. Over there, of course, it's hopeless because I don't know what I'm going to have to grow over there, but certainly doesn't look like it's very good for spinach. I spoke to my cousin. She tried to grow spinach and didn't get anywhere with it. So, and she's down in Melbourne, where you'd think it'd be reasonable weather for spinach, but yeah, it's maybe it's just not the easiest crop. Of course, there are different varieties of spinach too, so that's the other you got to remember. So anyway, that was good to get that stuff done yesterday. These are the peas that I planted. Only one of the pea plants came up. I think I put at least a couple, so it's only about maybe 50% germination, maybe 25. I can't work out. That's a 50% germination on the green peppers. So yeah, so that's all been done. So now I've got to think about what other things to do. I could actually get a unit, a vanity unit for the bathroom. This one I really like, an early settler, but it's not cheap. It's about $1,400. Look, I first probably want to get something done about the insulation, get that tied down. I'm assuming it'll cost me a couple of grand, and then we'll move on from there. Look, I might just do some watering because these plants seem to love lots of water, and maybe it's the mulch. It just dries out fairly quickly and it soaks up moisture. So I'll just give them some more, give them another soaking, and they seem to respond well to that. So we'll keep doing that, and fingers crossed it all comes to fruition. These things look this. I'm optimistic about these. They look really healthy. There's a couple of plants that stand out, those two there, and that one was actually looking sick a little while back, but it's actually recovered really well. So I think some of these spinach plants are going to do better than what I did previously, so that is good news. So anyway, okay, this is a reboot of the walk I was trying to do 2 days ago, but was truncated because of biological issues, personal biological issues. There's old Faithful going. That dog, he went quiet for a while. I don't know what happened, but and now he's making noise yet again. There's a big removal truck just down here, so someone had a couple of big Grace Brothers removalists vans. Someone had been moving, presumably a tenant, I would say, considering. Didn't look like there was that much, but there was a couple of vans, so I guess there must have been a bit of stuff. Regarding this camera, I actually got my upgraded micro SD card. I'm not sure which ones. There's so many different versions of these damn things. Anyway, it's got double the memory capacity, the one that I had with the GoPro. I put that back in the GoPro and I've just inserted this new one in this particular camera, and it's 128 gigabytes of memory. So I think I've got about 270 something minutes of recording time on high definition, which is 1080. If I go 4K, it goes down to between 2 and 3 hours worth. So still plenty, you know. I mean, the battery will go before that anyway. So I wanted to get it because I wanted to try shooting some 4K. The thing is, I'm doing it with the standard at the moment because the standard 180, 108, or whatever it's called, 1080. I'm doing it with that particular size because then I can edit all the stuff that I've currently shot together. I think if I go 4K, I don't know if I'll be able to edit 2 different formats like that together. I tried that when I first got the camera. I think I must have done it in low def, and it didn't like the fact I had clips of different quality. So you have to stick with the same quality. I think you have to do that. Anyway, I'm only guessing on that one. And anyway, I almost thought that the card came in a letter that looked like it was a commercial thing. I just sort of something you'd throw in the bin, you know, just advertising. So it's a good thing I did actually open it and have a look inside, because I didn't expect it to be that professional, because I bought it via eBay. And of course, every time I go for a walk, the bloody bus goes by. Yeah, but that brings up an important point. God, they're noisy. Brings up an important point regarding eBay. If you want to use eBay, you pretty well have to go through PayPal. You can't apparently make a purchase just using your credit card. You have to actually, even if you think you're not using PayPal, apparently you are. It always goes through PayPal. And that's an issue for me on moral grounds, because PayPal have started a policy where they're going to refuse giving service to people that don't agree with politically. Now, I find that's utterly outrageous. You know, it's like saying to someone, you know, having something like PayPal is virtually like having electricity and water these days. It's such a basic need for such a big site. You know, I use it all the time. And I think it's outrageous that they could actually deny someone use of their service because they don't agree with their politics. I mean, come on. What is happening to the world? And where are our politicians? You know, I mean, well, the politicians in the US in this case, of course, because it's run from there, big tech. Yeah, they should be saying something about this. This is just absurd. I'll give you a picture. I'll give you a look at the streetscape. It's a lot better than looking at my mug speaking all the time. There you go, another Cairns Beaches property. Place up for sale. There's millions of those signs around. Yeah, so look, I just find it's outrageous that they could do that. And why aren't the politicians doing something about it? My only conclusion is that politicians, probably of both sides, the political fence in the US, are getting a lot of money from big tech and other donors. I think the whole system's incredibly corrupted, and that's why small businesses have taken in the neck with lockdowns and what have you, and why the big boys like Amazon have done well during lockdowns, because they're the ones that are running the show. I think it's not a democracy anymore in the US. I think it's a corpocracy. It's corporate run. That's our dystopian future, in my opinion. I think we're seeing it now. And because these people have such deep pockets, you know, how can individuals like myself compete with them? And if you do try to, like certain creators on things like on big portals like YouTube, if you try doing that and you say stuff they don't like, they do one or two things. Initially what they've done is they've just basically not put you into the searches. So if someone searches for your page, you're demoted compared to the ones that are favoured, which is mass media. Probably again because of money. You know, they can buy influence, they can buy the spots that they get, the priorities at YouTube. But individual creators, I'm afraid they're at the bottom of the pecking order. Now that's the first thing they can do, but the second thing they can do is just outright ban you. I mean, Twitter just did that recently to Dave Rubin. I think they actually, I think he said in his site that actually, and he's pretty moderate really, but he's a libertarian. I think it was about misinformation over COVID, and they apologised because they made the wrong decision. But in the meantime, he was frozen out for 12 hours, suspended. Now he can't get that time back. So it's a warning. It's basically people saying, you know, if you don't conform, we have this power over you, and you know you're very vulnerable. That's what they're saying, and the message is coming through loud and clear. So that's not good. Well, you know, I have to cling to my little positives in life. But it is a dilemma for me, you know, like doing stuff around the house. But it is a dilemma for me. Well, what do I do about PayPal? Do I really want to work use a company that is that discriminatory. I'm not happy about it. And there is no alternative. I can't think of any other site that I could use. I certainly don't want to use Amazon.com. So where's it leave you? Because for me, buying stuff via mail, it saves you money. It's convenient. So it's a toughie. It really is. I did actually cancel my Facebook account because I can't stand Mark Zuckerberg. I can't stand the guy. Mind you, he's not the only one in big tech I feel that way about. I think there's something just they're a bit psychotic, the people in that industry. They're not good people. Technical nerds. So they're not the sort of people that you'd want to entrust these important decisions to. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.